these are my five. I am starting with Planner Atlas. It is a two colorless. It's an artifact. It is basically a mana rock, but it enters tapped, and you can tap it for colorless. But it also has something else. So it says when Planner Atlas enters the battlefield, you may look at the top four cards of your library. If you do, reveal up to one land card, not like basic, land card from among them. Put that card at the top of your library, and then the rest on the bottom in the random order. So, we always get so many different three-costed mana rocks, and although this one isn't perfect,
It's a 2 mana though.
it's a 2 mana though, so it's already better than the rest. And you get to pluck a land from the top four and put it on top of your deck to kind of like set up your next draw spell, or if you have a draw spell, you can just get it right on the spot. I think it's pretty strong in specific types of decks. Like, it won't fit like on every deck, but if you don't have talismans, if you don't have signets, or if you don't need signets because you may be monocolored, who knows?
Actually, in a mono white deck, this would be excellent.
Exactly. I feel like, yeah, I agree because it's a two costed mana rock, which is already better than the rest. And it already sets you up for the next draw. And if at worst, if you whiff on the top four, then that's good because you eliminate four cards that probably weren't that good anyways. So I think it's a pretty interesting mana rock. I mean, I know some people have been talking about it, so I just wanted to highlight it because it was very interesting. So the next one I have is called Lita, Mechanical Engineer. She's a 2 colorless and a white for a legendary artifact creature Artificer, and she is a 3/3. She has Vigilance. At the beginning of your end step, untap each other artifact creature you control. You can pay 3 and a white, and you can tap it to create a 5/5 colorless vehicle artifact token named Zeppelin with Flying and Crew 3. I think it's very strong. Generally, I don't love artifact creature synergies and stuff like that, but I like that strictly as a potential white commander. She brings a very interesting play style to otherwise a color that wouldn't be beneficial to white art, artifact creatures in general. Because generally you're looking at hate bear stuff or reanimations cards, or the ones that we're going to talk about soon, like Preston. This one gives you something interesting, which is artifact creatures in a white deck with the possibility of creating a bunch of vehicles and maybe have a vehicle synergy going with it, maybe have a pilot synergy going with it, which can be possible given the recent cards released in oh god, what was the the ninja set? I forgot the ninja set. Kamigawa, thank you. Kamigawa had a bunch of vehicles. The most recent one had a bunch of vehicles and stuff like that, especially in white. So it could bring some potential for you to be able to craft a type of artifact deck with it. I think it's very interesting. White usually has a lot of strategies in terms of creating multiple tokens with Anointed Procession and stuff like that. So having the possibility of creating a bunch of artifact vehicles and doing shenanigans with them is kind of interesting. The next one is called Kinesos, Priest of Thassa, and I like me some Thassa, so let's read this one. He's a colorless and a blue for a 1/3 legendary creature Merfolk Cleric. So he has two things. So the first one is a static ability. If you would scry a number of cards, scry that many cards +1 instead. And then the second ability, you pay 3 colorless and you play spell mana, either green or blue. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent creature card, you may put that card onto the battlefield. And if you don't put that card into the battlefield, you may put that card on the bottom of your library. So basically, this is the best commander for a Simic, Tribe, Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent deck. Because for 4 mana, you get to it's like a Thrasios.
For 4 mana, you put a huge creature on the battlefield.
Yeah, so it's like a Thrasios, but more Timmy-like. Because instead of just winning with combos, you just summon an 8/8 for no reason, out of the top of your deck. And the good thing is that it has that scry thing at the beginning, so you can just make a type of Simic deck where you scry a lot, or you have cards that just naturally scry on upkeep or on the end phase or whatever, and you can set up your next upkeep or end step or whatever, because this is not limited to a sorcery speed type of thing. You can do it whenever the hell you want. So you can use it as a surprise attack, as a surprise block. You can use it for whatever you want. For 4 mana, you get to like you're gonna get your value out of this because most of the Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent cards are cost more than 4 mana. So you're just gonna be like, if you have infinite mana, you have a bunch of mana, which Simic usually has. You're gonna be able to like pump out a lot of mana, sink it into this creature, and start summoning a bunch of like gigantic Timmy creatures, so you can punch people in the face with them, which is great because I know that Wizards has been teasing this idea of having a type of commander or a very centric tribe deck with these archetypes, and I think they finally cracked the code with this card. It's a card that I think I would actually just do for fun because I'm pretty sure and I'm pretty sure most people do. They probably have uncommon or like rare, janky Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpents lying around, and you could probably just make a deck like a nonchalant deck with this as a commander. Now the other one
with something that could like Concordant Crossroads, you can straight up just win the game. So.
Exactly. So no, yeah, of course it has even potentials to win very quickly too. Yeah, I love the card. I mean, I think I kind of want to make it because I'm pretty sure I just have enough to just make a janky version of this just for fun. Because you could be like, oh, just gonna roll the dice.
Oh look, oh look, infinite mana.
Exactly. Oh, look, infinite mana.
Oops, all Krakens.
Oops, all Krakens. Exactly.
Whoopsie.
So the other one is the one that we were kind of discussing, the idea of having like essentially a snow commander, which is something that I wanted for a while, and we actually kind of had back
with
in
Jorn, yeah.
With Jorn, exactly. So this was like an extension of that, but I feel like this one is even stronger. So it's called Izu the Abominable.
It's different.
Come on.
Jorn plays. Nobody plays Jorn because Jorn is like a lot of people just play him stacks.
Yeah,
that's like that would be the best way to play him, and
yeah,
people don't want to play against stacks.
Yeah, exactly.
On casual tables, but this can be played on casual tables, and this is fine.
You can. I feel like you can even play it like in some like stronger, like maybe level 7 or 8, and it could hold its own. I think because there's enough snow cards to kind of justify its existence.
Isu the Abominable is great. Yeah.
Yeah. So Isu the Abominable is a 3 colorless and 2 blue for a legendary snow creature Yeti. It's a 5/5. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. It's already strong. You may play snow lands and cast snow spells from top of your library. Super strong. Whenever another snow permanent enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay a green, a white, or a blue. And if you do, put a 1/1 counter on Isu the Abominable. So it is snow permanent. So it can be a land. You can just play the land, and then tap it, bump it, and it's already a 5/5. So if you just boost it twice, you can have a 7/7 on board that you can smack someone for 3 times and eliminate them on the table. So it has like a built-in janky kind of win, like it's Voltron-y, but not really.
A creature gets big enough, it'll smack you in the mouth hard.
Exactly, exactly. It's good because if you have a lot of snow cards, you can just stick him all here. He has 3 colors built in because of its identity, so you can have a really strong Bant, snow matters type of deck. And it seems kind of fun, you already have a couple of sets that have a lot of snow stuff, snow permanents, especially the last one we saw. So it's potential, like a potentially very strong commander. Not gonna be like a CDH type of thing. It's not gonna be like stacks, but it can be very strong, I think. And the last one, well, I'm not gonna talk much into it because JP already covered basically the amazing aspects of it. But Preston the Vanisher, I feel like it's very cool, and also another type of different tactic for white commanders. And I like this because WotC's finally kind of figuring out, like, okay, we're not gonna make them like the same as other colors. We're gonna try to play what the flavor entails. And Preston is a good example of that because, like JP said, they have been bringing white reanimation stuff as of late, and blinking was always a thing. So you add those 2 mechanics together into a commander that can benefit off of both of those ideas, and then you have something like Preston, which I think could be something that in the future we might see